Hi, I'm Natalie Villalobos here at Big Android BBQ in Hurst, Texas with Stacy Devino. She's an Android developer, and I just wanted to ask her a couple of questions before we all depart the great state of Texas. Hey Stacy, how are you doing?
Doing just fine. Ready for some meat.
So I see these pins on you. Can you tell me a little bit about the culture of these pins and how many years you've been coming to Big Android BBQ?
These are just the pins I have accumulated pretty much from this barbecue and Google I/O. There was a big Android event also held like as an after party. So yeah, I've been coming, gosh, this is probably my fourth year, I think. Yeah.
Awesome.
It might be fifth.
And so it's a part of the Android culture to get pins from different companies that are represented at Android events?
Oh no, this is a big Android thing. This is not, but no, it's all about representation, and it's so fabulous that these guys actually support us.
Yeah, it's really cool. You have like Facebook, you have Golden Gate Bridge, you have some startups too that were also present. So it's really cool to see that. So I wanted to get started. How did you get into mobile development? Like, why Android?
So I started really young with a Palm. So I first learned on Palm C in middle school because my dad worked for 3Com at the time. And then that just kept on progressing, and did stuff with iPods, and then initially some iPhone stuff, but we won't talk so much about that. But then Android came on the scene, and they didn't call it hacking, they called it development. And that's what really attracted me to Android.
And what was your first project that you were proud of, or maybe you even had challenges on, but that at the end of the day, once you solved for it, it was that's when you knew your first love?
So I did some work for the military and emergency services, and put out a product by myself in a very, very short time frame that was kind of revolutionizing for the industry. And I literally worked 120 hours one week, and 90 hours was my average. So it was one of those things that I couldn't believe I was capable of it. And you can be amazed what you can push yourself through.
Yeah. So when you're in those stressful moments, what makes you calm, or what is the tool that you use to persevere? Is it long walks on the beach? Is it
Really, it's a belief that the world was basically revolutionized by people no smarter, no more capable than you are. So what's stopping you from achieving what they did? And it's just an inner fire. Keep trying until you fail, and then fail again, and then as long as time's still available, fail as many times as you can until you get it right.
So one of the things that I love about you is that you're a maker in a lot of different capacities, right? So you're an Android maker, if you were to say it that way, but you also have been getting into a lot of 3D printing, and you're a member of the Dallas Makerspace. Can you tell me a little bit about why making is so important?
So making is the ability to take your ideas and make them tangible, and the ability to communicate and learn from people beyond just work, beyond just what people might think that you should know. I mean, some of my best friends are both software developers and blacksmiths. Things that you wouldn't actually consider, but it really gives you that this is only so satisfying sometimes. Sometimes you just need to craft something, do something creative. And ultimately at the end of the day, you can't rely on your employer to 100% provide everything for you in terms of creativity. You have to go and make yourself a multifaceted person. And that actually ends up opening a lot of opportunities at work.
Yeah, so one of the things I just wanted to share with our developers at home. So Stacy is also Women Tech Makers lead, and so she created us these really cool custom Women Tech Makers Android figurines that I'm going to be taking back to my desk in Mountain View. So speaking of that, you're Women Tech Makers lead. Can you tell me what you think the industry needs to do to support more women to come into Android development, or to be a designer, or maybe a founder of her own startup?
So this is something I've actually talked about with leaders of pretty well-known companies. It's not that we need to encourage more. It's just that we need to discourage less. We just need to tell somebody, hey, it's okay. Something didn't go right. There's a lot of feelings as a woman that you have to be everything to everyone. And when you say, it's okay if something had a bug, other person had a bug, 2 weeks ago, it's okay, you're gonna do well. So by actually not even just encouraging, but just don't discourage them,
Yeah, and also don't give up, right? I think that failure is okay, but And I also think that when you're failing, having a supportive team that says, oh, yeah, I failed too, right? It's almost like creating a supportive network of failure so that no one actually leaves the industry.
Circle of failure.
The circle of failure. Yeah, exactly. So, I think that you're right. When we create that kind of ecosystem and community, like Big Android Barbecue, right? All these people are here and are a supportive network for when you're developing something.
Right. Oh, totally. I mean, I can't tell you how many times, like, I've seen Virginia's artwork paired with, like, another one of my friends' development skills, and they just come out with this totally cool thing that they just did after work one weekend. I mean, and we see the same people at the same events, but that's because they're our friends, they're our network. And when I have trouble with something, I know exactly who to go to for that problem. And it ultimately makes you a better developer and a better person too.
Awesome. Well, I know we all got to get down to the barbecue. That's what we came here for, besides Android development. So I just want to say thank you so much for coming out and talking to us, and thanks so much for being a great Women Tech Makers lead as well.
Thank you very much, Natalie.
So Natalie Villalobos again, bringing some live insights and tips from Stacy at Big Android Barbecue. I think this concludes our interviews for Big Android Barbecue, and just tune in more for Women Tech Makers sessions coming up.